Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is kind of an addition, just an update in my life to, I feel like I'm getting my drive and my determination back. I used to really be that kind of guy who saw an obstacle and I was like, hell yeah. And when I got with a narcissist and I changed as drastically as I did and went through all that hell, I eventually got to where I was like, oh crap, you know, how am I going to get through the day kind of thing. And here recently, I've just been getting amped up about being me and living my life, and I feel like I'm getting to where I want to conquer again. You know, I want to go out there and meet challenges and just demolish them and show them that, you know, this is me. And I'm currently taking on the challenge of trying to save the house we were in. And at first I was going to try to let it go back, but this is running in conjunction to I'm trying to get into being a landlord. I'm putting a lot of stuff out there, a lot of energy and a lot of work into getting rental property and starting to do that, because I used to do construction and I can handle the work part of it, and I'm pretty good with business. You know, I'm a high school dropout, but you know, that doesn't mean nothing. And I really enjoy it. And I think that I can do that, but I'm gonna try to save this house first and use it as my jumping off point, because it's a big house. I didn't want to keep it at first because of all the memories, but you know what? I think I moved past a lot of that. And I'm really happy about that, because I can see a future now at this place. And it has nothing to do with mode future, and I see it being a building block instead of a stumbling block. And I'm gonna try to turn the basement into an apartment, because she screwed everything up. The payments are way behind. I'm gonna have to try to catch them up. And if I can get the basement turned into an apartment, that will give me some learning experience with tenants. It'll be a property right there where I can keep a close eye on. It'll help me with the mortgage payment, and it'll let me branch off slowly. And I can use the house then as collateral if I should for any reason need to use it. But I also own a fixer-upper in town that I'm pulling up to actually right now. That's going to be my next project, is fixing that thing up. And I think, you know, once I get going on this, I can rock and roll it. And I haven't felt like this in such a long time. It's an amazing feeling to me now. And I'm not saying any of this to gloat or brag, but I am proud of myself. I've came a long freaking way. And a lot of you will understand what that means now, and a lot of you will learn what that means. Because it's nothing you can really put into words. It's something it's kind of like the abuse that we went through. You know, it was so subtle. Just a little bit at a time. You can't really pinpoint a lot of specific things. You know, there was always things that were clear and present. But a lot of it was just like they say, you know, slowly boiling a frog. And I'm finding for me personally that it's the opposite effect. It's like the water was hot and now it's cooling off, and I'm returning to normal, and I'm liking it. You know, I'm not the same person I was. I'm not the same person I've always been, and I'll probably be different tomorrow. And I know I've still got some shitty days ahead of me, but I'm building momentum. I'm building steam, and I'm wanting to make this video for anybody who's feeling like they're low, because I know I've been at that place. I've been where I'm just like, fuck. You know, what's the point? This person's winning everything, especially if you're going to court. You know, they lie so good that it's unbelievable. And everything seems hopeless. And if you watch any of my other videos, man, you'll see that I was just like, whatever. You know, I was trying to be positive at times, and at times I was. But for the majority of the time inside, I was full of fear. And I was full of doubt, self-loathing, and anger and rage. And I'm not saying that shit's all gone. It's not. Believe me, there's still a lot there. And a lot of it is been transmuted into something else. It's working for me instead of against me now. And it's not the same kind of negative energy that was there before. It's more of a positive stuff. But I wanted to make this video just so you could see that I'm just a normal dude, and I've been going through this life just the same as you are, and if I can make it this far, then I know you can. And a lot of you been through a lot worse stuff than I have. A lot of you. And you've got more strength than I do if you've made it this far. And don't forget that. Don't forget how strong that you really are. And that's one reason the narcissist targeted us, because we were strong. They knew that we could supply them for a while. But we were also naive about a lot of stuff. And if you don't realize your own strengths and continue to grow, then you're still being naive in what you really are capable of and how powerful you truly are. You have to realize that. That is the key to you being whole. Because I know until now, I'm more whole than I ever have been in my whole life. I mean, even when I was a child, adolescence, teenage years, all that, I've never been this complete. And I still realize there's pieces missing. But at least I'm looking for those pieces now. Before I wasn't. Not to the extent that I am now. But you're all beautiful people. And you have so much to offer to yourself, to the world. And it's only through you being strong and realizing and loving yourself and seeing the possibilities and having to go through the bullshit. You know, you have to go through it. You can't deny it. You can't fight it because it just takes longer and it sucks. But once you start getting through it, man, you'll start noticing that it gets better. It gets better. For me, I mean, a big part of it has been, one of my biggest things was being able to open up to people and ask for help. And being able to appear weak. That was my downfall. Because I was so full of pride that I didn't want to let anybody know what was going on. I didn't want to let myself know and realize what was going on. And you know, I've realized that now. And yours may be something different. I don't know. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. Just don't give up. Whenever you get to your lowest point, just remember, you know, it's worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. If you doubt that for a second, then all you have to do is remember this stupid motherfucker that did all this to me saw in me something I don't see in myself, and they try to take it from me. So if they're smart enough to do that, they're seeing something in you that you don't see, then why aren't you seeing it now? That seems to me like that would be your biggest problem, is you that's step number one, really. I mean, you have to see what they saw in you. And it wasn't a sucker. It was a caring, loving, kind person who was dedicated and had a big heart and probably empathic. I mean, you're just like the way human beings should be. And if all of us were like that, then we wouldn't have a fucking problem. I apologize for my language, but I don't know, I'm just really amped up right now. And just don't quit. Don't quit. Whatever you have to do to get through, don't quit. And, you know, like me, one of my struggles was alcohol. And, you know, that's not even a problem anymore. I'm almost 2 years sober now, and it's not even a thing. I don't even for a second think about falling back to something like that. I used to like to smoke pot. you know, I've thought about going and getting some just to see, but then I'm like, well, why would I even bother with it? What's the point in it? I don't need it. I don't feel like I need it. And you have to, and I'm realizing, you know, those are stepping stones, and I'm proud of that. And you should look at every little one you have. Every stepping stone is something important. You're building a new life, and that's what you're building it with. Those are your bricks. One little brick in a wall ain't much, but you get a bunch of them together, you have a freaking building. Build your building, man. Build you a freaking castle. Love y'all.